taking back the crown. I'm all dressed up and naked. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah, the crown. So close I can taste it. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah.
Well, hello my fellow bronies and anime fans alike. Ninja Reviewer here, and today is the day I am here to review a long video in the making, because it's been over 2 years since the movie was in production. It has been mentioned it's been working on. It's finally about that time. Our movie has finally arrived to the public to see whether it would bring more into the fandom or bring maybe more less into the fandom. Of course, I am talking about the one and only My Little Po. Wait, My Little Po. Wait, that's not right. My Little Po. That kind of sounds like a Chinese knockoff. I wonder if there's a Chinese My Little Pony movie. I didn't know China made that. May look that up sometime. Anyways, My Little Pony, the movie. That's basically the real movie I'm actually reviewing. My Little Pony, the movie. Right, so getting on to it. Will this movie actually bring more fans or bring less fans, like I mentioned? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is to tune into this review, because I've got pretty much a lot to say about this movie, and maybe some partial spoilers. But if I do get to the spoilers, they'll probably be mainly for like the negative sides to what I think of the movie, minus, you know, the good things that I really loved about this movie. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. And by the way, I know a lot of people, for some mostly, have unsubscribed because they pretty figured much I'm a brony, and I just got one thing to say.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Anyways, so let's just get started on that. So the movie pretty much is the premise of Twilight Sparkle having a friendship festival or celebration. No, it's a festival. It's a friendship festival that she creates, and everybody is gathered, including this song artist from Saudi Arabia. Saddle Arabia. God, what the hell? Oh god, Saddle Arabia, okay? And basically, her name is Songbird Serenade. And basically, she is a very popular pop star, and she's going to be performing at this friendship festival. So Twilight, you know, being the typical Twilight, trying to get everything all, you know, whatever, etc., trying to do whatever she can to make everything perfect. So, you know, you got those shenanigans going on. So everything looks like it's going to be, you know, pretty, you know, happy, awesome, you know, it's gonna be a pretty big celebration, you know, pretty exciting stuff, until the reign of evil comes raining down with a really big 3D blimp. But I gotta say though, the blimp in the movie, I will say this, the blimp in the movie looks a lot better compared to the blimp in the trailer, because in the trailer, it looks very standout, and you can obviously tell, because even when I made a live reaction, I was very lost on why they went with this, because when I made my live reaction to the little teaser or the first trailer that they actually showed to the movie, I found that ship was very out of place, and I wasn't the only one. Many other fans who also saw the trailer were feeling the same thing. So, you know, seeing it in theaters and seeing it in the actual movie looks perfectly fine, looks better compared to what you would see in the actual trailers, because again, it looks very deceiving. So when you actually go see the movie, you'll definitely see a huge difference there. So anyways, the blimp comes down, and also by direction order of the Storm King, we have Tempest Shadow, who is the right-hand pony for this kind of mission, and basically is sent to destroy and to annihilate, or actually just take over, the entire Equestria Kingdom, just to actually find her missing horn. So she does whatever she can, because if she does, the Storm King will be able to revive her horn back from the way it was. So that's pretty much the premise. And after that, the main six are separated from the rest of Canterlot and all of Equestria, are pretty much all on their own epic adventure. So it's pretty much up to Twilight and the rest of her friends in order to actually save Equestria from certain doom from Tempest Shadow. So that's basically the plot in a nutshell. Now, it may seem simple, which, you know, it kind of is. It's a straight up simple adventure story. So that's pretty much what you're going to get. If you love simple adventure stories, straightforward, cool, very easy explanation, then that's fine. Then you're actually going to have a really good time, like I did. So the story is very simple, not too complex. You don't got to be a scientist or any kind of genius to understand it. Well, technically, if I'm not mistaken, you really do gotta have a very high Q to understand the My Little Pony fan base, because you gotta really calculate like where Equestria was started and how Celestia and Luna became to be, because the megaverse of this series, because thousands of years ago we have demons and everything. Anyways, before I ramble on and on, so basically, so that's the premise. So yeah, you know, you're gonna have a good time regardless, though. So you're gonna have a very, very good time with this movie. So, you know, that's fine. So adventure movies like that should intrigue you. So now let's get to the things that I actually really did like. Now that I explained the plot, let's talk about the things that I actually really did love about this movie. What I loved about the movie is obviously the big eye candy that most people are talking about, or maybe some people are a little mixed on this, is the animation. The animation, 2D animation at its finest, looks great. And I am so glad they went with this style. I was really, really happy about this, because the thing is, we haven't had a 2D hand-drawn movie in years, ever since, you know, the good old days of Disney, and now we are finally here with a full 2D hand-drawn movie on the big screen. Looks absolutely gorgeous, just looks fantastic. Love the animation to this movie. So that's one thing that I really love. Number two is the songs. Oh my god, the songs in this movie were top-notch quality. You know, of course, Daniel Ingram is the music composer here, but this time they're using more of an orchestra type, because obviously they're having a more bigger budget, because unlike an episode, this is a full-fledged movie. So when you actually get to hear the sound effects in the theaters, it's actually really well done. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same thing once we get the Blu-ray, if you have surround sounds or really good, I guess, headphones or whatever. But still, when I went to go see it in the theaters, I can feel the sounds of the music just roaring through the theater, and it was just so good. I loved it. The songs were very strong for this movie, and also pretty catchy. Even if they're not like the greatest songs, they're actually pretty catchy. We got this. We got this. We got this together. I'll stop. So basically, the songs are really catchy in this movie, and I had a really awesome time. Yeah, they were really good. My favorite songs, my top favorite song, because there were so many really great songs, but my number one favorite song has to be, well, I think maybe mostly everybody, probably, Open Your Eyes from Tempest Shadow. Oh, yeah, this song right here was the best song in this movie. It was the best song. Period. Bar none. We haven't had a My Little Pony. The villain song. Out of all the villain songs, even though I will say This Day Oreo was like one of my favorite villain songs of all time from the series, I gotta say, this will go down to the bottom, and number one for me will be Open Your Eyes. It's just, oh man. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. I absolutely love this song. But also, if I had to choose a second favorite, a lot of people may or may not kill me for this, but Caper's song. Don't hate me. Don't hate the player. Don't hate don't hate the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Just chill out for a bit. Look, I like Caper's song the second best, because with Caper's song is that I have this strange Aladdin genie type feeling. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. But I had this really strong urge feeling when I actually saw this. This definitely reminded me of Never Had a Friend Like Me from Aladdin. It had that same almost feeling that I liked, except of course it was more like a Hispanic sort of, like that Spanish feeling sort of song. Even though I know a lot of people weren't like too crazy, like a lot of people had mixed feelings on Caper. For me as a character, I really liked him a lot. He had that smooth, charming kind of voice, you know, he looked kind of good. I know a lot of like fangirls were like probably going crazy, 'cause I remember like certain people I know in the fandom who are girls who absolutely love this cat's design, especially like how handsome and charming he is. Especially one the fandom is actually pretty crazy about it. So again, so Caper, really liked this character in the movie. So, oh yeah, that's the other thing, I'm actually going to talk, I'm going to talk about that on the side, but still, Caper's song will probably be my second. Third will probably be, I don't know. Well, I mean, okay, granted, second favorite will probably, I was going to say second favorite was going to be the Sia song, which I really did enjoy a lot. But actually, no, because again, it's really hard. Open Your Eyes, and I did say the Caper song, the second song, I really loved. Third will probably be Sia's song. Probably Sia's. I did enjoy Sia's a lot too. Yeah, you know what? Sia's was pretty strong too. I mean, again, there's like so many. It's like it's hard for me to choose. I really loved Caper second, but I might go with Sia second. But I think it's a tie between second place between that and Sia's song because those are my favorites. But anyways, you know, I love Rainbow Dash. One of my favorite main six had, you know, Time to Be Awesome. Again, it's so hard. But if I had to choose like one of my favorites, it would be Open Up Your Eyes. And then like other favorites will be like, you know, I'm the Friend That You Need, and then of course we had Sia song, then Time to Be Awesome. Like, you know, if I had to choose one song I wasn't a big fan of, or at least I guess, I don't know. I mean, it was good. I mean, not great. I guess One Small Thing wasn't like my most favorite one, but I mean, most of the songs again were great. I think that was just the only song I wasn't too. I mean, I guess it's kind of alright. I don't know. I mean, no, actually, it was pretty good. I don't know. I had to listen to it again, but I don't know. Whatever though. The point is, the music didn't feel like it was filler. It did feel like it was meaning to the plot, especially to the characters. Now let's talk about them. Now, even the characters in this do not feel like a whole like one-shot thing. Like what I was afraid what they were gonna do with this movie, I really thought they were actually just gonna only have these characters like show up in each location, and we're never gonna see them again. I was like, if we were gonna do that. That was going to be bullshit. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's actually kind of true. That would have been pretty stupid if they actually had these characters and they were only shown once, and that was it, and we never saw them again. And then it was like, oh, this song for nothing, and then when they go to each location, we never see them again. That's not quite true for most people from when people have been telling me. That's not true. What happens is that we do see these characters again later on, and they do make an impact later in the story to help out with the main six. So you'll see them more later on. Like you actually do see them mainly more in the actual trailers if you actually watched it or whatever. So yeah, so the characters don't feel like too fleshed out. I mean, at least in my opinion, they don't really feel fleshed out because again, the characters do get involved way later on. It's not like they're just going to be like one. Like it's not like they're going to go to the locations and they're going to be forgotten. Like it's not going to be something like that. So I'm really glad they actually took that opportunity to use the characters for something big for an event at getting closer to the middle and the end of the movie. And I would say between me and you, I think Caper, if you want to talk about characters like that, I think Caper had more of a time, with that time to shine, more than I would say like the Sea Ponies. The Sea Ponies were pretty. They were actually pretty cool. Yeah, and I forget what's her name though. Princess Skystar. That was her name. Princess Skystar, which she was pretty cute. She was funny too, especially like the two little clan, Shelly and Sheldon, I think they were. So that was actually kind of funny. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Finding Nemo, like in a way, which I thought was actually kind of funny and cute at the same time. So then, that's pretty cool. Then, the characters, I felt like they didn't really feel like all fleshed out or anything like that. They did have some pretty much bigger roles moving on later into the story, where they actually do have some kind of plan later on, but I'm not going to really reveal that too much as of yet. So, again, for that, you're just going to have to see the movie for yourself. But I'll probably put like a little, maybe I'll do like a little bit of spoiler on that too. Well, the spoiler will only be for like, mainly for like, the ending stuff, but that's pretty much all that's gonna be. So anyways though, let's just move on, not to the negatives, but let's just keep going on with the positives, I guess. Let's see. I really did like some jokes. Some jokes did make me laugh a little bit. I really did like this one little scene where they did reference really popular Hasbro board game. Not gonna really spoil it, but I mean I'm not gonna really give it away too much, because again, I'm not that kind of guy who gives away way too much when it comes to that though. So yeah, so you're gonna just got to see that for yourself, because I hate really spoiling certain things when it comes to that though. But maybe later on, because with a movie I'll have to go on and on and on, which I really don't. But let's just move on forward to let's see, what else did I think that was actually really good. I mean, the story wasn't so bad, songs were strong. Oh, Tempest Shadow was another favorite thing of mine. I loved how she was more, because I love her backstory. We do get, some backstory. But the thing is, you're going to have to know more about her backstory. Sadly, though, if you read the book Stormy Road to Canterlot, which kind of explains a lot more stuff. But you do actually get a very short nutshell version of what her past was like. So you get to know, especially how she lost her horn, etc., etc. You'll know more about that. It's a little quick, but, you know, you'll get the gist of exactly what happened. But honestly, when it comes to a protagonist of a villain, she is amazing. I loved her. Her performance was just great. She is actually a pretty strong opponent against Twilight, because I do remember, you know, there were certain things like fights, except not really more of fights, but like spells and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, it was actually pretty cool. Like, the way she came down from the beginning, like, oh, that was cool as hell, though. Like, the way she made her entrance, that was epic as shit, though. That was really cool. Like, it gets more epic, not just, well, I mean, you probably may much see mainly it from the trailers, but I would say, like, if you watch the full thing, especially when she makes more of a devastating entrance and pretty much wrecking everything in Equestria, yeah, she's pretty devastating. Absolutely devastating. Like, I absolutely love her ability. And just for a half-horned unicorn, she's pretty powerful, especially, you know, with only half a horn. And, you know, there is, you know, there's a lot of little funny stuff you get, especially with Grubber, the sidekick, which we didn't really see too much of him, but he was a pretty funny sidekick, though, even though I didn't really care for him too much, though, but he was kind of funny. The way he talks, though, was kind of funny, but he didn't really add too much to the actual movie. So, no, oh, wait, well, I wasn't supposed to give that away, but actually, so that's only one little, oh, God, I wasn't supposed to do that, but whatever, though, we're just going to leave it like that, though. So, regardless, though, I mean, I'm just going to put him to the side, though, so yeah, so that's only a little partial spoiler. I apologize for that, but especially it doesn't really matter because you can obviously tell Grubber doesn't look like he's gonna have that big of a role anyway. So you're kind of gonna be a little bit disappointed because, you know, some people actually do like. I forget who the actor was who did him, but he's really funny though. He has that really funny kind of voice of the way he talks. So, you know, we got that. So now let's just get all that stuff out of the way. Let's talk about the negatives, actually, finally, of the movie. Alright, so now we're finally getting into the stuff that could have been improved. So, warning you right now, from this forward to the part of the video, there will be some partial spoilers about what is happening, especially, well, you know, with the ending, etc., etc. So, starting right now. Okay, so, the negative things I didn't really like. Well, actually, no, not now, no, wait, hold on. Not right about now. Wait, don't skip it just yet. I'm just going to talk about how, one, the ending to the movie just could have been... Actually, no, wait. Yeah. The ending to the movie could have been better. So that's going to be it. So the ending of the movie could have been better. But now I'm going to get to the spoiler, starting right now. So the ending, I really wish there could have been more of a really, like, an actual impact on the final battle. Even though I could sort of tell it was going to be predictable how, like... So, like I said, the ending was, you know, kind of like nothing, like, really original. It was kind of predictable, like, the way the ending was going to go. Like, how, like, in the end, where, basically, we can obviously tell that Tempest was going to get betrayed, that the Storm King was going to say, like, hey, screw you, I wasn't really going to help you, I just wanted all the magic of all these Alicorn OP, you know, princesses, and actually just used it all, you know, just to create, like, all kinds of weather, chaos, and all this other stuff. So, yeah, so speaking of the Storm King, another thing about this is the Storm King did not have enough time in this movie. I was very disappointed that he did not have a really big impact like I thought he would. I thought he would be some, like, cool T-Rex looking dude when he would just, like, power up and stuff like that. You know, like, yeah, like, flexing, like, on some Kaido scale level of all this. Oh, bring back my boy T-Rex. Bring him back, man. Bring him back, please. Please bring him back. But whatever, though. I was expecting him to be somewhat related to him, though. But sadly, he's not. He's just some, like, weird, dark Yeti. So, Storm King, that really disappointed me the most, man. So, that I will say, when it comes to, like, the Storm King, a little bit disappointed. I wish, and I like his personality. His personality was actually kind of funny. I really love this personality. His personality really grew on me. I really did like the fact that he had this, like... he kind of reminded me of whatchamacallit, of Hades from freaking Hercules. He reminded me of exactly like him, sort of, from the Disney Hercules movie. Like, he had that same personality, and it was kind of funny. I actually did like that. And he's kind of like a child in a way, too, which was, again, you know, a pretty funny aspect. And with all that magic, it looks like it could have became powerful, but he didn't really do much besides just use most of that magic. And obviously, he was kind of strong, but not strong like I thought. Like, I really thought he was going to use all that magic like T-Rex and just become like one big giant Mega Godzilla form monster. But instead, no, that didn't really happen. So, damn it. So, that kind of disappointed me in a way. So yeah, so the way the ending, you know, the way it was kind of predictable, like I kind of figured out. Now, granted, it would have been better too if Tempest would have sacrificed herself, which I think would have made a better ending if Tempest were to sacrifice herself for the sake that she did it and she became a hero of Equestria. Hey, that would have been dark, but I would have taken that. That would have been a dark turn of events, but I would have liked to see something like that, like a change of pace for My Little Pony. That would have been, if that was a dark ending, then that would have been like so sad, but also be like, wow, so she did all this. So after all this time, she finally believed in it. But that again, it could have been like a little lesson in karma. Like, also, that's another thing that I really like about the, oh, I forgot, yeah, because the lessons in this movie were actually quite fine, which again, since there's another spoiler territory here, like, I like the lessons how you can't always, you know, you can't always trust people. Like, you know, we have, you know, Caper, who tried to sell Domain 6 out. You know, we had Twilight, who basically even tried to somewhat betray her own friends or distract them, you know, just to get that pearl from the Queen of the Hippogriffs. So, you know, we have that pretty much. So, again, oh, by the way, the whole thing with Twilight being out of character when it comes to her, like, snapping a Pinkie Pie saying, I wish I never had friends like you, I really wouldn't say it's out of character. She was only saying that because she was in that heat of the moment where, you know, sometimes we have stuff in the heat of the moment where we say things we don't really mean. So I can kind of see why this is the case. So I can understand why this is the case, you know, here when it comes to with Twilight Sparkle. So I'm not going to really dislike that too much. So finally, there is another thing I didn't really care for too much. Was let's see. The other last thing I guess I didn't really care for too much. I really wish the other ponies in the show weren't really that much of Easter eggs, and I kind of wish they had some suitable role into the actual movie. Granted, I know it's a little bit of a stretch, but it would have been cool though, just to have, like, you know, some of them do at least something or get noticed into the actual movie and have some lines as like fan service. But of course, that wasn't really the case when it comes to this. Sadly, there were only Easter eggs, which I can understand because obviously, you know, it's really nice to have them as Easter eggs, but at the same time, I really wish some of these characters could have made somewhat an appearance in the movie. It would have been kind of cool to have like some kind of, like with Starlight, for example. I don't know why she was in the background in the first place. I kind of wish, you know, Starlight could have been, because we found out that the movie does take place during season 7 and season 8. So if you're looking to see some of your favorite other ponies get some lines in this movie, chances are that's not really going to happen. It's mainly just going to be mainly on Domain 6 and anything else. So I don't really see the point of having the other ponies. But granted though, they could have done something like this but better just to get older fans into the series. So like I said, so you know what? Instead of basically getting people into the series for all fans, it kind of seems like actually, you know what? I'm actually going to end the spoiler territory here right about now. Okay, so now that you skipped most of the spoiler territory, here's the thing. Is this movie more for the fans, or is this movie more for the actual audiences that could be for both? You know, two sides of the same coin. The answer is kind of no on that. And here's the reason why. I feel like the movie is made more for the fans than sadly made more for people who are not fans. Like, for non-fans who see this movie, I don't think they're really going to see anything that's going to really intrigue them or anything to get them into the show. Basically, they're just thinking like, oh, look, it's an typical kids film that doesn't really need to catch my attention. But it's pretty animation, though, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure they'll be more intrigued of how beautiful the animation looks, but not really looking for more consistency on... Granted, though, even though this movie does sort of do a good job on the characters, like introducing them, etc., etc., you know, I guess you're like the beginning with their song. It's just that I would say it's kind of more made for the fans rather than just having two sides of the same coin. One who are non-fans, one who are fans. And I say that this is more for the fans than anything else. So sadly though, this is mainly more for the fans, not really anything pointing out to when it comes to yeah, so this is sadly more of for the fans. So for people who are not the ponies, which is really a shame because I really wish both sides could have really sort of gotten into the series. But you know, but it comes to a series like this, it does actually make sense that when it comes to a series like My Little Pony, a lot of people probably aren't going to get into it, which kind of does make a lot of sense. Like, only people who are fans will get into it. It's kind of like how an anime movie releases here, and only like anime fans will like it. So I guess, but at the same time, what they could have done was some kind of rebootish sort of thing where only not just non-fans but regular fans could get into it as well. But you know, that's just my cup of tea on that. So that's basically all we're really going to get for this movie. So finally, I'm going to wrap this up video with this. Is the movie worth seeing in theaters? Yes or no? Yes it is. It's definitely worth the treat. I think if you are a fan of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, then obviously go nuts and see this. This is definitely made more for the fans than anything else. However, if you are a non-fan of this series, I can totally understand why you're not really too crazy for this movie, and you're thinking it's kind of like, yeah, like it's alright. Like, you know, the songs are pretty cool, but it's alright. Like, it's not like anything that many people are gonna really get invested to, which is a shame because I really wish that not only, because again, it's not like they're gonna definitely have some kind of, well, you know what, I guess it is a good idea. Like, if you didn't mention the other ponies' roles in the show, it would kind of make more sense, I guess, for non-fans to get into it, but sadly that's not really the case. So again, if you're not a fan, chances are you're not gonna really be too impressed with the movie that much. But I will say this though, for the fans, you will definitely enjoy this. So go out there, support this movie, and have a good time. You know, a hardcore brony, or if you have children who are a fan of ponies, if you have kids, if you're a family person that has kids who love ponies, then go out and see it. They'll have a good time. And I'm pretty sure hopefully you will as well, even if you're not really a fan of My Little Pony or whatever. So that being said, that's pretty much it. So what is my final score I would give for this movie? What does this movie rank up to? I'm going to give this movie score an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's definitely a movie that was made for the fans. And it's a movie that I could definitely see myself watching, you know, for a pretty good while, you know, a couple more times. And yeah, it's definitely a memorable movie, at least for the fans. I know certain fans, I know other fans of the series aren't really too big of it regardless, because I do know that they are split on that. I heard that other fans of the movie, you know, you might find some nitpicks that you're definitely just going to ignore of. Not ignore, but you're going to obviously notice the nitpicks of the actual movie, and you're going to be like, with all these nitpicks, it's not going to be as great as make it out to be. Fine, it's not a perfect masterpiece, but it's still a pretty great movie overall, that at least for the fans at least. So if it was for everyone, then I would have rated this movie a lot higher, but I will give it an 8.5. I was going to give it maybe just about a solid score of an 8 out of 10, but I think an 8.5 will kind of push it, even though a lot of people say, nah, not really. But in my personal opinion, it does get an 8.5. And definitely the songs really make it strong. The plot is fine. Yeah, it's fine. So I don't mind it too much. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're a fan of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, what do you think? Did you really enjoy this movie? Did you not really enjoy this movie that much, and you were expecting something much more better? For non-fans, I don't know if you really did see this movie, but if you're not a fan, what did you think of the actual movie in general? And that's basically it. So I will catch you guys next time for any kind of reviews, live reactions, let's plays, etc. That's basically it. So in conclusion, I'll leave it with this. I want to thank Studio Allspark Pictures, Lionsgate Studios. Thank you so much for making this movie. It was well worth it. I was nervous. I was very nervous on how this movie will do, but I am glad that it's harmless. I'm glad that it's, you know, not trying too hard, and that's my main thing. So thank you for that. Thank you very much. And until then, that's it. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification squad boys bell to join the squad. Also, do not forget to check my social media plugins and my gamer tags as well for gamers out there. So peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. Anime manga fans, keep supporting what you read and what you watch. And bronies, bro hoof, brony on. And for all the brony cats out there, I will see you all. I'll be uploading the live reaction to the season finale because, of course, Canada is airing the season finale a lot earlier, over a week early, compared to America, which is going to get next weekend. So until then, I might upload that along with the review of the season 7 finale. And oh boy, it's going to be one hell of a ride. So anyways, that's it. I'm done.